How's it going, everybody? My name's Evolve, and today we're going to be looking at the leak for the Oculus Quest Pro and some other news about what's coming up in the future of VR. We're also going to be looking at some augmented reality glasses that are coming from Facebook and a few other things, so stay tuned.
Well, we don't have many details on it yet, but I'm certainly glad that they're making one. Obviously PSVR was such a tremendous hit and was a huge place for our developers to make cash, and I hope PSVR 2 is as well.
All right, there he's just talking about some PSVR, and what he's saying is so the software that they made for the Quest wasn't really selling very well, just because there wasn't very many Quests out there. But when the PSVR came along, all the software from the Quest was able to go there, and we were able to get more sales on software for the Quest, so that we could end up with more developers on Quest, and we could end up with just more VR users in general and more VR developers.
I don't think 244 is in the cards for Quest 1 or Quest 2 at least.
There's going to be no 244 hertz for the standalone VR headset, at least yet. You're definitely going to need a beefy PC to do that kind of spec. And now it's just 120 hertz on the Quest standalone. Yes, that's going to happen. That's pretty much confirmed.
We're working hard on the trust and safety tools so people can have the kind of experience they want in VR and not be bullied and not have to deal with obnoxiousness. I don't think putting the kids in a kids-only room where they're mean to each other is great either, but we can work on it.
If they're going to have an 18+ mode for Horizon, the VR social platform that Facebook was trying to make, I don't know if they're going to have an 18+ mode, because kids can just go in and be mean to each other, like he said. But so this is the part we've all been waiting for. This is the hype for the whole reason we're watching all this.
Think about the future of AR and all the virtual... Quest Pro, huh? Interesting.
Quest Pro. So all those speculations we had about the Quest 3, I'm pretty sure that's going into the Quest Pro. So they were trying to get investors to invest in the Quest Pro rather than the Quest 3.
VR, streaming, and I love Portal. The overlap just isn't big enough yet. We have a lot of Portals out there. We have a lot of Oculuses out there. They're not necessarily in the same place. It hasn't been worth our time yet. It's a cool idea.
So there, he's just talking about how Facebook Portals, and how Oculus Quest 2s can come together to use augmented reality. I don't think, like he said, there's not enough crossover. They would love to do something like that, and it would be cool, but there's not enough crossover. Like, I have a Quest, and I don't have a Portal. But people who use Portals probably don't have a VR headset. The crossover, there's not enough crossover. So I think that could happen in the future if there was more crossover, but personally, I don't think that'll happen.
I like Wednesday. First of all, I got 2 young kids, so weekends are no picnic. And then on Wednesday, we have a no meeting day at work, and so I get to catch up on all my stuff, and I feel on top of the world.
All right, so there was just talking about his favorite day of the week. Personally, I don't agree with you. My day, as a student, my day would have to be Saturday is my favorite day of the week.
We do not care.
Yeah, this is super important to us. So the recently launched Messenger, I think, gets in that direction, but we want to do even more, especially around avatars and co-presence. So definitely something we're interested in doing a lot more of, but we're a little behind on that.
So there he's just talking about how people not in VR can come with people in VR.
Yeah, with the Oculus Link, we really work to bring these things together so you can have both standalone and PC-attached VR device. Still have to catch up to the Rift S. It still has some nice features that aren't available elsewhere, but that's the path that we're on, is bringing these things together. Yeah.
So there he's talking about how he wants to... So basically that's him saying we don't want to do any more Rifts. We don't want to... It's going to be all about Quest and Link now. Unfortunate if you bought a Rift thinking that you were going to keep getting up, but unfortunately I think they're done with the Rift. I think they're only going to do Quest now, because that is where the money is at.
VR desktop into the store. When we started the store for Quest, we were super conservative. We wanted every single thing a consumer bought to be a hit and to work every time. But since we can't be sure of your Wi-Fi, applications like Virtual Desktop, which relied on that and could be a bad experience, were things that we just didn't pass our VRCs, didn't pass our guaranteed performance checks. And that's something we were worried about. But again, we feel like we're over the hump. We're seeing that with App Lab. We're putting more and more control into the hands of consumers. And also, so many people have been using VR Desktop through SideQuest already. It was kind of a no-brainer. So we're pumped for that. Guys pumped about it. And that's where we are now.
All right, so there he was just talking about SideQuest, and if it's going to get official approval. He was saying And this kind of ties into developers not being able to put their stuff on Quest. They're very strict on their policy. They want everything on the Quest store to be amazing. They want everything that gets official approval to be amazing. So they're probably not going to put that on there because it requires you to have a Wi-Fi, to have a really good Wi-Fi, and not a lot of people have that fast of Wi-Fi. So they didn't really want to put something on the store that not a lot of people would use and give it official approval that not a lot of people would use. And that kind of ties into the games that aren't getting approved on Quest. So as a developer, you need to be top tier if you want to go on to the Quest platform officially.
Sal's staying up on the news today. There's a big Twitter debate on this. We're looking at it, but again, it's really a debate we need to have with the public. If people don't want this technology, we don't have to supply it. The product's going to be fine either way. There are some nice use cases out there if it's something people are comfortable with.
So I like how I said that they weren't going to do facial recognition with AR, VR headsets if the people didn't want there to be. I like privacy personally. I don't want my real face in front of people when I'm talking to them in VR chat. So I don't know, it might be mixed for you. Personally, I wouldn't want that.
We're super pumped about app sharing. One thing that is very tricky as it relates to Beat Saber and other music-oriented software is licensing and how that licensing model works. So we are still looking at this, and we will let you know more when we have it.
App sharing, so they're just saying that it's really hard to do with Beat Saber because of all the licensing with the songs.
Certainly quite a few that we track. Obviously, privacy is an important one. What's the ability that developers might have to understand someone's identity? What's the ability Facebook might have to understand someone's identity based on certain traits? But the bigger one for me is access. How can we make it cheaper and more broadly available?
Wow, so that was like the two most opposite things. First he said privacy was the biggest thing, and then he said accessibility was the most important thing. So it looks like he's putting privacy in the number 2 slot. I don't know. I don't know. Coming from someone from Facebook, I don't know. I think it's gonna be good, but obviously the VR isn't very big right now, so I can see why he would want it to get bigger and why that would be his biggest concern right now.
Hey, face recognition, always on cameras and microphones, all the ways they can be abused, in particular for marginalized communities by authority structures. What are all the ways that we can prevent those, and is it enough?
All right, I take back my words. In the AR, when he went, they were gonna try and put privacy in the number 1 spot, which I think is good, especially for AR, because AR can see your whole house, they can see your face, they can hear your voice. So I'm happy that he said that.
Yeah, I'm not going to give specifics, but it's going to happen this year. You know, we're working hard with a partner, Luxottica, on making sure the form factor's right, making sure the functionality is good, and it's coming together pretty nicely.
All right, so he just said that they were going to release the AR glasses. I think it was called Aria. That was what it was called. They're going to release that sometime this year, so that's pretty good. I think those will be very cool, and I would love to get my hands on them when they come out.
Eye tracking is super interesting. We've been researching that for a long time, so it's something that we will fit into some future headset. You know, one of the obvious things you can do is dramatically improve performance by only rendering things that are in the field of view of the fovea. So there's a lot of things happening here.
Okay, so yes, I do agree with the eye tracking. I think it would be a lot better to run a higher res in only the place you're looking rather than everywhere, so that the chip can render it better, so that when you're actually looking, it can be the best res, and then everything in your peripherals can be a less res, because that stuff would be blurry anyway. So I do agree with what he's saying here.
One unannounced feature that I'm really excited. Hey, wait a second, you're trying to trick me. Look, there's face rec people are using today. Google Photos, face clusters, people who have a similar face. So does Lightroom. Is that okay? What about if I can say locally, okay, that face cluster, I'm gonna call that face cluster Bob. Is that okay? We can do that right now. But the legality of that is in question, and regulators are kind of moving the other direction. We can, as a society, decide that's not okay. And I think all these products will survive and will survive. We should have that conversation openly. And then there's also layers on top of that when you connect it to the cloud.
Once again, I respect what he just said there. He said facial recognition, we'll implement it if we want to. The technology can be there, that doesn't mean we have to use it. Not everything that can be done should be done, is what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, fitness just blew up so quickly. We've been excited about it for a long time. Fit XR and Supernatural, and obviously Oculus Move, trying to support the entire breadth of it. So we've been pumped for a long time about it, but it just happened. So we got to...
All right, fitness. You just talked about some fitness there. I like fitness. Just go play Beat Saber. I'm not even going to lie. Beat Saber does the most fitness for you. Okay, so now you may be saying, should I get rid of my Oculus Quest 2 while it still has value? Well, no. I wouldn't get rid of your Oculus Quest 2. I still think this Oculus Quest 2 Pro isn't going to come out until around 2022 to 2023. So don't get rid of your Oculus Quest 2, at least quite yet. There's a lot of personal stuff that I'm not going to put in this video that he explained in the full thing. You can go watch that if you want, but I'm not going to go through the personal stuff now. All I care about, at least here, is about the VR stuff. So I'm just going to leave that in the video. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really like reacting like this. I didn't write a script for this video. I wasn't playing a game. This is my first time making this kind of video, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and you can always unsubscribe whenever you want. Anyway, this has been Evolve, and thanks for watching.